大家好, this is the murder of Vincent Chen. So before we get into the incident itself, the incident happened in 1982 when the Detroit auto worker crisis was most prominent at the time and had a direct connection to why Vincent Chen was murdered. So during this crisis, the Japanese companies have gotten very successful in the car industry, some being Toyota, Honda, Nissan, and Subaru. As a counterbalance to their success, the European car companies like Ford and GM started feeling the effects of these new car companies, ultimately not being able to keep up with their competitors and had to shut down their plants or move their plants to more cost efficient countries, producing the cars there. This meant that the ones working at the plants have lost their jobs and was what fueled the anger towards Japanese at the time. So the things that led up to the murder. On June 19, 1982, in Detroit, Michigan, Vincent Chen was at a strip club where he held his bachelor's party with a few of his friends, about to be married to his fiancee Vicky Wong, his girlfriend of 3 years, in about 8 days' time. The two white auto workers, Ronald Evans, the one on the left, and Michael Nitz on the right, was gone into a fight with Vincent, where he was discriminated against with racial slurs and stated that it was because of Vincent's people that they were out of their auto working jobs. So keep in mind, Vincent Chen was Chinese American, while Evans and Nitz thought he was Japanese American. We need to know that for the court case later on. So the murder happened. So after the interaction, the two white auto workers chased Vincent to a McDonald's where they proceeded to break his ribs and bludgeon his head until his head cracked open with a baseball bat that one of the auto workers had from their car. They were caught by the security guards at the McDonald's, and Vincent Chen was taken to the hospital. After being in a coma for 4 days, he was pronounced dead after being taken off of life support after his brain activity had came to an end. So in court, 9 months after the incident happened, Evans and Nitz came to court for trial. The intention of their actions was that Vincent Chen was Japanese, and it was because of Japanese people that they were out of their jobs. But he wasn't Japanese, and that was the reason why he was murdered. So ultimately, they were only punished for $3,000, $700 in court costs, and 3 years in probation, which meant that they didn't spend a whole day in jail. The judge came to a decision because get this, these are not the men you send to jail, and you don't make the punishment for the crime, you make the punishment fit the criminal. The quote really showed how racially biased the judges were, and because of it, the Pan Asian community, Asian Americans, were angered by this and joined together to protest this court case and incident. Some of the protest posters included phrases like "jail the racist killers," which the murder was racially motivated. $3,000 for a life, which meant the causes that they were charged with, and it was not fair. Vincent's last words before falling unconscious. So during this protest, the black community actually was there for the Asian community while they protest. So the protest results. So after much efforts and protesting, the New York Times caught wind of the situation and got worldwide through television. With the publicity they got, the U.S. Department of Justice looked into the case further from a civil rights perspective. Though Nitz was found not guilty of any charges and let go, Evans was found for one count of violating the civil rights of Vincent Chen and was sentenced to 25 years in jail. But 2 years after, in 1986, Evans appealed in another court and ultimately had his charges lifted. And now we can talk about Chen Fala, who is a Chinese American actress. So Chen Fala was born in 1982 and lived in Chengdu, Sichuan for the first 14 years of her life before moving to Atlanta, Georgia in America. She graduated from high school there with exceptionally good marks and pursued marketing and international business in University. During her breaks, she would start doing pageants to pay off her tuition fees, and in one of them, Miss Chinese International Pageant 2005, she came in second place and was what really launched her entertainment career. So this is when Chen Fala from 2005 to 2015 did many forms of entertainment like TV shows, films, and music. Some of her most prominent roles were in Hong Kong dramas like Step and No Regrets, and in Hong Kong films like Despicable Me 3 in Cantonese and Turning Point. Her focus in these films tend to lean towards the crime and horror and things of that sort. She had a total of 25 careers at this point, with some including Most Prominent Female Artist and Best Supporting Actress. So from 2014 to 2018, she graduated from Juilliard School in Master of Fine Arts in Drama. She married Daniel Sitt in 2008, divorced in 2013, then married Emmanuel, a French entrepreneur, and had a baby this year. So, wrapping it up, her Chinese heritage really played a big role in her entertainment career, as she done a lot of work in Hong Kong-based entertainment. She'll also be featuring in the new Marvel film, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, releasing this year. 谢谢大家。